Is my presentation visible?
Yes, sir, you are audible. Please go ahead.
Sir, as you're aware, the Chennai is a very drought-prone city. We are very much dependent on surface water for our drinking water requirements. And if there is any failure of monsoon, the city faces a water crisis. So there is rapid urbanization and industrialization, which is again increasing the demand for water. Population growth, we are growing at almost 2% annually. So that again is putting pressure on our water resources. And since it's a flat terrain, we need to spend a lot on pumping cost. And we have been alternatively having droughts and floods. So that again puts pressure on our system to supply water. This is the situation in 2019, sir. In 2019, uh, uh, our situation was so bad that at the beginning of the summer, in June 2019, we were left with only 15 days of water supply reserves in Chennai. So that was the situation in 2019. This slide shows us the rainfall pattern in Chennai. Most of our rainfall we received during October, November, and December. And the other picture shows you that our groundwater has been overexploited, and most of Chennai is in the red zone where we cannot further exploit the groundwater. This being the situation, we then thought of what would be the next alternative to ensuring a very sustainable water source. Then, in consultation with IIT Madras, we have come up with this project of tertiary treatment using ultrafiltration of our sewerage water. This project cost is about 28 crores and it is 10 million liters per day plant. It is being set up at a place called Nesapakam, which is very close to the Nesapakam sewerage treatment plant. This project also helps us in attaining the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 6, which has specific targets on halving the proportion of untreated wastewater and substantially increase the recycling and safe reuse globally. Amrut scheme of Government of India also makes it mandatory for us to recycle and reuse treated water. Now, this project was envisaged in 2018, and another important thing was we have done a number of public consultations on various days in 2018, and only after consulting the public, the government order was issued, the tender was called, and in June 2022, this plant has been commissioned. Now, the new TTUF plant supplies tertiary treated water to recharge the local Porur Lake. Porur Lake is at a distance of about 8 kilometers from this TTUF plant, and the water drawn from the lake is again treated in a water treatment plant and distributed to the adjacent areas. So the collected inlet sewerage after necessary secondary treatment, we have a separate plant for secondary treatment in the same location. And once that secondary treatment is done, it is sent to this plant, which is a 10 MLD capacity plant for further treatment. The secondary treatment plant are designed and implemented in association with IIT Madras. The tertiary treated water is then fed to recharge the Porur Lake, which is spread over an area of about 200 acres. So this water goes to recharge the lake and also recharge the groundwater. And this water is also being used for further treated and used for drinking water purposes. So the water, this is just not the TTUF project, sir. It also involves a pipeline from the TTUF plant to Porur Lake. And from Porur Lake, we have established another water treatment plant. So this secondary treated water goes to Porur Lake, gets mixed with the the fresh water there. Then further it gets treated in a water treatment plant and then distributed to the public. water from Porur Lake is drawn for treatment in the new water treatment plant, and this encapsulating solutions for growing concerns on water security, sustainability, resilience, and replicability. The tertiary treated water quality is monitored very closely, and also we are testing the water in not only in our lab but also in the lab of IIT Madras. We have also established a fish pond in the TTUF campus so that we also get a first-hand information on the sustainability and the quality of this water. So this project helps us to reduce our pressure on natural resources and minimizes the waste. So what are the outcomes of this project? This project, it designs or reduces waste and pollution. Treated wastewater is used as a water resource for beneficial purposes, reducing freshwater demand. Treated wastewater is kept out of streams, lakes, etc., reducing pollution of surface and groundwater. It preserves and regenerates natural systems, improves the groundwater recharge and quality, rejuvenates the water bodies, ensures establishing decentralized water supply system, reduces the pumping and transmission cost. Wastewater reuse can help meet growing demand and contributes towards urban resilience. It also protects the public health. Wastewater reuse can also generate social, environmental, and economic benefits, which is essential for sustainable development. Sir, on this, we have a short video for 4 minutes. If permitted, I can play that video, which gives the entire visuals also of the project.
Please go ahead with video also.
Thank you. Is it visible, sir?
Yes, sir. Visible, sir.
There is no sound. Please show us only the critical portion. Sir, please show us the only the critical portion because it has got 3 minutes video. We are having shortage of
Yes,
time.
sir. I have come to that. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. So that was the presentation.
Good work, sir. Thank you very much. I think it will cater to a large population in the years to come. Thank you, please.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. No specific question.
2017 and 2019, we faced a severe drought in Chennai. And here are some of the visuals of how the people were suffering without water. There was a lot of groundwater depletion also. And Chennai Metro Water had to think of a lot of new strategies to overcome this problem. We were pumping water which was stored in abandoned quarries. We were hiring agricultural wells. We were digging additional bore wells wherever the groundwater potential was there. Alternative surface water sources were being identified in very far off places. Usage of treated water was also initiated during this particular period. The severe depletion of groundwater also compounded the problem. Now in Chennai, we already have a law, sir, which mandates buildings to have to compulsorily install rainwater harvesting structures. So from 2021 onwards, we decided to conduct a door-to-door survey using self-help group volunteers. So that we get a first-hand account of how many structures are there with rainwater harvesting and how many structures are not there and what strategy we need to adopt. So this is our Chennai area, sir, 426 square kilometers. Population is about 85 lakhs. We have almost 11 lakh premises where we supply water. And the total length of our water pipelines is about 5,250 kilometers. So we engaged about 1,000 volunteers from Tamil Nadu Urban Livelihood Mission. We gave them training. We also provided them TDS meters because when they are going house to house to do a survey, they might as well also check the quality of the water so that that data can be useful to us to take corrective action. We paid them about rupees 750 per day, 500 rupees as remuneration, 250 for refreshment and lunch. In 2022, that is this year, we even created an Android-based app so that the data entry can be done real time and as well as geotagging of all the premises, rainwater harvesting structures, water and sewer connections, borewell and open well. In our questionnaire, we also asked them to document what are the timings for water supply as well as hours of the water supply, classification of the property, etc. A lot of IEC materials were used. Rainwater harvesting maintenance display boards were put on the medians of important roads, bus shelters, etc. Pamphlets were given to the public. Awareness was created on rainwater harvesting using visual communication media, LED vans, social media, methods and maintenance on rainwater harvesting. Simple videos in local language were prepared and it was telecasted in theaters and also in social media. This is the launch last year where Honorable Chief Minister himself launched the rainwater harvesting campaign. This is the launch this year on 8th October. Our Honorable Minister for Municipal Administration and Water Supply, he launched the campaign. These are some of the IEC materials which were used. This is a model of a rainwater harvesting structure and message from our Honorable CM and also these awareness videos. These are all displayed in the LED vans. These are some of the examples of the IEC campaign which was carried out this year. This year we had a mascot for the rainwater harvesting campaign. We had a street awareness. We also printed the Save Rainwater slogans in the milk packets and also had these kind of boards in prominent public places. These are all description of how to do the rainwater harvesting, simple ways in which they can do rainwater harvesting at home. And if any doubts are there, any awareness are there, we also gave them our telephone numbers of all our area offices where people can contact and get further details on rainwater harvesting. These are some of the photos of the survey and the testing of the water and distribution of pamphlets on rainwater harvesting structures. These are some of the placards which were placed this year. The bus shelters were used, and our mascot for rainwater harvesting was also printed on all these bus shelters. Some of the media coverage for our rainwater harvesting campaign. Now, details of last year's survey was that we found that the smaller buildings were not very much compliant with the rainwater harvesting structures. Most of the multi-storied buildings, except for 7%, had rainwater harvesting structures. In G+3 buildings, 9% did not have. G+2, ground floor +2 buildings, about 12% did not have. Ground +1, about 19%. So the ground floor buildings, the small structures, about 42% of them did not have rainwater harvesting structures. So we have issued notices to all of them and asked them to install the structures. And we have also conducted awareness programs and guided them. We also gave them the TDS meters to the self-help group volunteers. So we were in a position to get what is the TDS levels, that the total dissolved salts levels in various areas of Chennai Corporation. 500 is the upper limit. So we also were able to find out which are the places where the water quality was not suitable and it was slightly above the permissible limit. This first graph is for the bore wells and this is for the open wells. So what was the outcome of this rainwater harvesting survey? Notices were given to all buildings where rainwater harvesting structures were not available, and we are doing constant follow-up. In fact, this year, we have given the list of all those structures, premises where the structures were not there, and we have found out that about 4 to 5% reduction has happened. So that many number of people have installed the rainwater harvesting structures. Quality of water was tested, and wherever quality is not as per parameters, action has been taken to identify what is the cause and ensure that water supply is made as per water quality parameters. Borewell and open wells, this was a very valuable information to us, especially for drought-prone area like Chennai. In those areas where groundwater quality is good, it can be used in drought period to supplement surface water sources. It also helped the Chennai Metro Water Board in terms of revenue. There were some buildings which are classified as residential, but during the course of the survey, they identified that it is not residential and it is either commercial or institutional. So this kind of about 9,281 cases were identified. And due to this, the Metro Water also generated an additional revenue of about 8.59 crores. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good initiative. But as a public policy, can we think of some incentive to the residents to adopt rainwater harvesting and give them some sort of incentive, just like relief in house tax or something like that?
Yes, sir. It's about 75% of the buildings are compliant, sir. And all new buildings we give planning permission is given only, and if they compulsorily install rainwater harvesting structures. Probably this is a good suggestion, sir. Maybe we can think about it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. This was my observation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. No specific question.
Under emission, it is fully dedicated for the services to the entrepreneurs throughout the West Bengal. So different type of entrepreneurs are coming to our office. They are giving letters, their complaints, their different type of query and different type of service related letters. basically huge amount of letters and documents are being received and dispatched through our office. So each and every letter should be tracked. Previously, it was doing manually. At present, near about 2016, it has been converted fully automated. Each and every letter is receiving through system, cloud-based technology system, and each and every letter is being dispatched through this system. Government of WSIDCL is the first organization who has totally automated this drug tracking system through cloud-based technology. This is the main motto. Actually, about WSIDCL basically fully dedicated to provide the service to the MSME entrepreneurs. Around 54 industrial parks are there. Each and every entrepreneur is doing business there. So day to day, huge amount of letters are being issued, are being received through our office, and through these letters they are getting services. And each and every day, more than 100 letters are being dispatched for better service to the entrepreneurs. That's why each and every letters to be automated through a system. SIDC has introduced that type of system, namely drug taking system. This is the main motto of WSIDCL: vision, mission, promotion of industrial, promotion and growth of the micro and MSME units. Introduction about the drug taking system. Online drug taking system has been introduced in full-fledged manners for the purpose of an organization received files of letters along with the important documents. These documents are further processed through various departments, finding the location, finding the letters for which the letter being processed to provide the better service to the entrepreneurs. That's why drug taking system has been introduced as SIDCL. It has been fully automated through cloud-based technology and has been developed through .NET platform. Okay. This is the main homepage of these softwares. Here, the login credential. Our officials are giving user credential and entering through the system, and through the system receiving is being made, and dispatch also being made. Drug taking system will comprise the following modules. It has basically 4 to 5 modules, main modules that may be called sub-modules. Drug master module. Here the all drugs are generally being saved, and through this system, through this module, we can track or we can search any letter or any dispatch letter, any received letter, etc. Drug information module, basically to find out the basic memo number and date for a letter. That type of sub-module has been designed. Drug movement details. Here through this sub-module, generally through dispatch section or receive section, both are commonly one section. Through this section, any letter can move through the higher authority for process quickly and urgently. And reminder sub-module. Reminder sub-module is the module wherein if anybody is not taking any action on any letter, the reminder module can reminds him to process the letter. Search module. Here is a search module. This type of module generally helps to search the memo number and to search a letter. Archive. Last 5 years data are being generally converted in the archive section, and the current data being generally shown through the system in the main page. And report module. Report module is the very important module. Here authority can see how much letters are being received, how much letters being dispatched in a day, and authority can chase how much departments have already been sent to the department and already been sent to Government of West Bengal, the higher authority. Okay. This is the receipt section. This is the receipt preview of this module. Here is the main page. Here the date is given, reference number is given, and from from which the letter is being coming to actually the letter is being sent for further process to which official herein data has to be just put up and the subject module has to be given. Here the choose file in option, the whole letter is being scanned and just here through this letter uploaded in the system so that after 5 years we can track the letter from which company or which entrepreneur has been received. This is the main receipt section. This is the receipt dashboard. After putting the data or the letter through a scanning system, a system generated code is generally generated here, and this is the dashboard. The dashboard is showing whole letters in a day, which memo number through which memo number the letter is being received, and in which date it has been received. This is the receipt dashboard which helps authority the total letters has been received from where and to which official it has been given. This is the receipt section. This is the receipt number here. Docket number is very important. Here the unique number is being generated through the system.
Please conclude.
This is the financial year. This is the receipt section. This is the dispatch section. Any letter being dispatched through this platform to which official it will be received, and different type of receipt module, different type of dispatch modules are there by speed post, by hand. All features are given here. And choose file is giving the opportunity to upload the dispatch documents. So these this the receipt which is being generated through the system, and just is printed out and putting in the file for future records. Thank you. These are all. This is helping to all the entrepreneurs to minimize the time and process any letter in quick time. This software is helping use to our official as well as entrepreneurs. That means public service here there is giving good public service for the entrepreneurs. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good initiative for tracking of dark. But are you processing them on e-file or e-office?
Yes. Through this system is helpful only to receive or dispatch the letter by which e-file is being initiated in our organization.
But it means you have implemented e-office in your organization, is it?
Just being implemented through this initiative. E-filing process is going on.
Oh, I see. Otherwise, this, in fact, this is an integral, rather basic part of e-office.
Yes, sir. This is the basic part of e-office. This system is basically minimizes the time of the entrepreneurs who is not standing in the dispatch section or getting in minimum time any dispatch letters. And through this system, we are implementing the e-office as a integrated system through which we can provide the better services to the entrepreneurs.
And are you, I hope you are encouraging your MSMEs to send their letters, representation, reminders only in digital mode?
Yes, sir. In future,
because ultimately you are also converting them into scanning and converting into digital mode. Then it is better to encourage them to send through electronic mode.
Sir, government department has very important the memo number. To generate the memo number through this system, it is very important. Another opportunity is through home, we can process any letter, that is receive any letter or dispatch any letter. And in future, we have planning to send a letter through this system to our entrepreneurs or to encourage the MSMEs.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sir, no specific question. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
The government. So the project is
This
all about.
meeting is being recorded.
The project is all about integrated temple management system. The brief I'll just run through. The objectives of the project is we wanted to go for a comprehensive web portal for the department as well as temples. Here we have two components in the project. One, we have a government department, starting from the government, the commissioner, the joint commissioner, the vertical government system, and also the temples in parallel. So we wanted to integrate and have a common portal for the department as well as the temples. The second objective is that we wanted to introduce more online services to the devotees and going for a online payment systems also in temples. The third agenda for the objectives for the ITMS is temple administration. It's almost, we have a 44,000 plus temples. In the coming slides, I will show more details. So we want to have a system which takes care of the monitoring of the administration at state level and also regional level. We have 20 regions in the state. Then ultimately the final goal is to have a more transparency in the department as well as temple administration. A lot of information is being uploaded on the website and devotees, public are accessing it from any part of the world. And they're given more information about temple information, what are the puja timings, what are the opening timing, closing timings, what services are available through online, what they can access only through counter. All the information we are providing in the portal. And some of the initiatives we have taken up is we have gone for a customizable CMS system. The content management system is not centralized here because each temple is a different entity. They are having an independent board of trustees and temple authorities are independent for each temple. So we have given an option for the temples to upload the contents of their own choice. They have to validate the content, verify the content and upload it. Once the content is uploaded from temple side, the system enables it for viewing by any public across the world. The information dissemination happens from the temples directly to the devotees. Similarly, the services also can be configured by the temple authorities. Some services are available only in the counter. The temple counters, physically devotee has to go there and avail services. Some of them are given in counter as well as in online mode. And we have massively deployed point of sale devices for operating the debit card, credit card, and UPI payments also have been launched. In the coming slides, I will show in more details. Then we have a unique department having huge land assets. The temples are endowed with the huge properties, having more than 5.5 lakh acres of land in the temple. The temples having in Tamil Nadu. And we have taken massive effort, and every land parcel in the state, the temple owns land parcels, have been codified. They will be given independent code for all the landed property so that we can able to monitor whether the property is giving any income or not. The properties have been endowed by the donors, erstwhile rulers, human kings, but the temple has to make any income from the property so temple can sustain its operations. But unfortunately, many properties not auctioned in a periodical way, not taken for a lease, the lease not renewed. We had several issues faced. But this system is very useful to us, and every property is given a code. So we can able to take out a MIS report in a particular situation, in a particular cutoff date, how many properties are fetching income, how many not fetching income, the report available at state level as well as regional level. So the office is able to target, which are all not auctioned for many years. They are coming out for the first time auction over 3-4 decades. Very useful system has been completely launched. Another thing we have done, we have more than 44,000 plus temples, ranging from bigger temples having 50 acres of land to a single pillar. Even a small temporary mound also known as a temple in Tamil Nadu. So every location we wanted to completely map. So we created a mobile application which will enable the temple authorities to capture the geo coordinates. We have formed multiple teams. We took almost 8 weeks time. Every temple has been inspected physically by the field officers, and we have taken the geo coordinates. Those geo coordinates have been onboarded into the ITMS system. Now every temple has been given a code the code has been linked with the geotag. Geotagging has been completed. So we wanted to ensure physically the temple is existing or not. Sometime during this exercise, we have found many temples we could not even find on the ground. They have been removed long back by way of highways widening project or some local flooding issue. Some issues happened. The small temples have been removed off also. Now we are able to identify those temples and give them alternate locations also. We are trying to rebuild them as per the village's wishes also. Again, the important point is it's a platform agnostic. There is no vendor lock. The software done by NIC, it's a Government of India agency. It's completely open source only. They have done it. So there is no issue with the vendors also. And mobile application also has been developed, and we have launched it through the Android POS devices. Then temples, we are trying to bring them digital space and making them, initially, they used to be offering tickets only in a manual way. They used to have some kind of Android devices which are not web enabled. They have some localized devices. So we don't know any transaction detail at state level, but how many tickets are being issued, how many darshans are happening, whether the accounting properly or not. All the tickets issued have been reconciled. Those issues we faced when we had a decentralized model. Now they are all brought into web-enabled software. Any ticket is punched in the temple, immediately server has a record of it. So we will be able to come to know, as like any other marketing system, we can also completely monitor the whole transactions happening in temples. Then we have a religious services being offered. Prasadam delivery system is also launched with the postal department. Any devotee can book it in online. The prasadam will be delivered through postal department to the address of the devotee. Similarly, Annadhanam schemes also supplies. The entire supply happening to Annadhanam schemes also is completely monitored. Temple land updating, the continuously temple lands being updated. With the exercise of this DGPS rovers, we have been using a lot of new land parcels belonging to temples also identified. Those data are also completely fed into system. It's a continuous work is continuously happening. So this sample photograph I have shown here. This is a POS device. We have taken the high income temples. We have even 44,000 temples, but we have 600 plus temples, only high income temples, where we have a more number of footfalls on a daily basis or on a weekend basis. So those temples we are given target first. Out of the 603 temples, initially we have taken 486 temples and we have given them the devices. Almost 1,620 devices have been given. It has been supplied by the State Bank of India. And we have done the coding, everything through NIC. The software has been loaded into the POS machines. It has been enabled for credit card, debit card, Bharat Pay, Google Pay, everything has been enabled. The young population now coming in temple, they are more into these kind of transactions. So with these devices, we have done transaction almost touching to nearly 2 crores. More than 35 crores amount has been collected and gone to the temple bank accounts. The impact of the software I can briefly explain here. We have 43,000 plus temples. But sorry, I think I skipped one more slide.
This meeting is being recorded.
So these temples now given a common web portal. So we will be able to have some kind of centralized control system, whether how many temples are given the data, how many temples are yet to give data, all those monitoring is now possible. And people also depend, even some code directions are come saying that the government only should maintain all temple websites. Many devotees are being lured, many devotees are being given a wrong guidance, wrong direction by the local people. They create the website of temple look like our website names. So people are getting confused. So the government wanted to say all the website, the domain name should be made visible to the public. It must be in a government site. Similarly, 300 plus services also we enabled, like the prasadam booking, the chariot running, abhishekam booking, aradhana booking, whatever the services temples are offering, everything has been completely configured. Is it fine now? Yeah.
This meeting is being recorded.
Is it visible now?
Yes, sir, visible.
Yeah, sorry. So far this online system we could able to fetch an income of almost 500 crores. It must be happening regularly also. But now the system has enabled the commissioner and enabled the state government to know that what is the number of tickets being issued, what is the actual income the temples are getting. So even the audit department, the wing of the commissionerate is also interlinked. So they are also going for a frequent checks of the system, and whatever the money is collected has gone to the bank, deposit happened or not, the reconciliation is also becoming online. They take out the report from ITMS, the audit people take a report for a particular day or a particular range of dates. They immediately cross verify with the bank account. The exact money has been transmitted into the bank account or not. These things have become very easy for us nowadays. Similarly, we have almost 3 lakh landed property. I explained in the previous slides also, matching to 5.5 lakh acres of land. And we have a system called Tamil Nilam. There's another software state government has, which is having complete database of the state government, the entire state lands. Even it's a patta land, private land, government land, everything the department has a complete database. So they are the guardian for the land database. Here, these two softwares also have an integration completed. The ITMS software and Tamil Nilam software are talking together. The property information currently I'm having in my portal is verified with Tamil Nilam portal, and wherever we are finding complete records are matching, we are flagging it as a fully matched property. And wherever the properties are not matching, extent mismatch may come, village mismatch may come, the ownership issue will come, that we are marking as the partially matched property. By way of this flagging, the fully matched property means we are saved. We are actually comfortable. The property lies in the name of the deity. The
Sir, are you there? Kumar sir, you can just unmute yourself. Yes, sir, you can start, sir. And I request you to please conclude also.
From my side, I think some issue from my side.
Yes, sir. Sir, you have like another 1 minute, na?
So this counters
This
also.
meeting is being recorded.
These counters also enables the tenants to make the payments in the counters, and the receipts are being given through system. Here also the receipts are being QR coded and everything is recorded. The tenancy payment also we could able to make a review, and we can able to push where the money is not being collected. The temples are given a flag in the software itself. How many tenants have made the payment? How many yet to make the payment? Please have a drive conducted. So they contact the people, they contact the tenants, they contact the lessees and make the payment collected. Then we have completely mapped all the idols and icons. We have 3.5 lakh idols and icons in the temples. The photographs of all the 4 sites have been taken and all completely stored in the software. It has been done mainly for the purpose. We are finding that some of the idols have been stolen long back. The authorities of police are retrieving them back. When they ask us to compare the images we wanted to compare, so all the existing idols and icons, the images have been completely taken on all the 4 sites and they have been stored in the portal. So any verification requests come from the police, we immediately verify them and we can give a reply to them. It belongs to so and so temple. Then restoration happens, the deity idols come back to the temple. Then geocoordinates point, already I covered these points. Then we are actually another important thing we have taken up using this project is that we have taken up DGPS, digital rovers have been taken, satellite connected rovers.
Sir,
And we
please conclude.
Yeah. We have taken this survey and all the temple lands have been completely mapped. And document also we are scanning and storing them in completely in ITMS portal. So people, department can access them. Just a glance of transaction, same thing already covered. 500 crores income and 8 lakh tickets have been issued. This is a way forward. Just a few seconds I'll take. The expense module, the remaining modules, we are trying to take them also on board. And another 2-3 months time, we'll complete these modules. It's a way forward only. We wanted to add everything in the ITMS portal. Thank you. Thank you. I've taken much of time. Sorry for taking excess time. Thank you.
Sir, thank you for covering this presentation in a short time. But
Thank you. Thank you.
have you made any assessment? What was the collection of donations earlier and how it stands now?
And that we are already in the process of doing the comparison. There is an increase of revenue also we could find out, but exactly I could not show in the slide. Because of the more accounting happens and more number of transactions are also getting registered. And the post-COVID also we have more number of footfalls coming. There's the income of temple income is increasing, but exactly assessment we are making now.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Please.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So what is the objective of government to be involved in this activity?
No, here we wanted to only, technically speaking, each temple is a different entity per se. They don't operate on a joint basis. But temples not having the wherewithal to take up the IT projects. Each temple, if individually, locally they do, they can't upscale to bigger level. So we are only giving a platform. We are giving an opportunity for them to onboard the platform. It's common to all the temple. We're only asking them to use this platform and go towards more digital. So we're only helping them to onboard into the system.
So why the government is in this business? Government has nothing to do with this temple operations and their income.
No, that's a different question, not for this project. That's a different issue. This is an act-based department. There's an act we have to be like a guardian for temples. I think it's not linked to this project. That question.
No, I'm not clear on this because you have applied for a SKOCH award.
Okay.
So in that perspective, I'm asking you, the government has taken up this project, and what is...
The government has taken up the project for the interest of temples only. The government has taken up the project means we are the guardian of the temples. Even though the temples independently operate, we want to provide them the facility so they also become digital. That's the only reason. Ultimately, each and every temple account is independently mapped. There is now government is not having any income from this project. Government only helping temples.
So
the temple accounts are individually mapped.
What is the benefit to the common man?
Common man, we are giving the benefit that we are only giving an authorized transactions are being given. The whatever money temple is collecting is accounted for in the temple accounts. There is no siphoning of income. The common man can very well book the services in the online and they can go for a darshan. As of now, the online transaction is only 30% happening. We want to promote more. So you can plan your journey. When you want to go to temple, you can book your room in advance.
I got that, sir. Who has authorized government to do this activity? Under what law?
The HRNC, we have a separate act, 1959 Act. There is a provision called TN HRNC Act.
Okay.
1959. You want hard copy, we can share with you.
No, I just want to understand it.
Yeah.
So the act empowers you to do this activity.
Yes. Commissioner is the corporate soul as per the act. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.